Welcome to Pro Se Legal School, where we provide the fire documents you need to take control of your situation without an attorney in your face, without entering your bank account, and you get to have some fun. That's what I'm talking about here. I'm Coach Neighbors, and in this video, we're going to do a follow-up on Coach Dante's eviction. Her and Coach Nigel have been working on this situation, and they've been working close with our legal team here at Pro Se Legal School, and we bring in fire to the table. So, let's just get going here. Tonight, we're asking people to examine evidence. Tonight, we're asking a simple question: If Coach Dante's loan was paid off, why was Coach Dante evicted from her home? That's the question that remains unanswered. So she received the email before the eviction process from SN Servicing Corporation. They sent her email letting her know that her loan was paid, and they told her that she'd be getting a letter from SN Servicing. The email does not say further action is required. The email says your loan has been paid. Now, the email also said that she was going to receive a letter from servicing, and the same email states the deed will come from your county. The same county that evicted her and threw her crap out in the front yard when her loan was satisfied, paid off. A lot of people think, people facing this problem are people who haven't paid their responsibilities, wasted whatever, they're deadbeats. Oh, no. Proof right here that that's not always, and in most cases, almost all, not. Come on now. Y'all work with me here. The deed's going to come from your county, but the county ain't giving up the deed. They're kicking her out so they keep all the property and sell it again. They already probably sold it again already. They already probably have. Those records matter, because those records may explain what happened next. The servicer said a paid letter is coming. The servicer's email said the deed-related documentation will come from the county. Yet, foreclosure proceedings continued. Possession is lost. An eviction occurred. Dante's stuff was thrown out in the yard. That's the contradiction. I would be asking why. How can this happen when you have verification that the loan's paid off? We're asking for answers. Who authorized the statement that the loan had been paid? What records support that statement? Where is the paid letter? Has the county been notified already that the loan's been satisfied and the county's working on their own? Is SNS Servicer a real corporation, or are they just more bar attorneys operating a RICO situation? I don't know. I'm just asking, who reviewed the account? What happened between the paid loan statement and the eviction process? Now, Ms. Henry responded to the email, but she didn't respond to anything her response didn't address anything. When notice of these concerns was provided, their response focused on questions of identity, licensure, and representation. What was not addressed in the substance of the notice was not addressed. The court issue remains unanswered. The emails remains unanswered. The promise to pay letter remains unanswered. The contradictory remains unanswered. Now, the legal team wants to know, the evidence does not create the question. The evidence creates many questions. Why Coach Dante was told the loan's been paid off? Why? Where is the pay letter? Who made the decision to proceed despite that her loan had been paid off? Who reviewed the account before the foreclosure action was taken to the court? Did the judge look at anything to decide before? Who verified the debt remained enforceable? The longer those questions go unanswered, the more serious they become. This case is no longer about routine foreclosure. This case now involves documentation, representation made by the servicer. Those representations appear inconsistent with the actions that followed. Oh, we're talking about a little accountability here now. Oh, the representation appears inconsistent with the actions that followed. Every person who reviewed, improved, approved, signed, authorized, relied upon, or enforced those actions may ultimately be required to explain their involvement. They may be included in the RICO claim in federal court as co-conspirators. The evidence trail continues to expand. The list of witnesses continues to expand. The record continues to expand. Now, one of the things that we're asking the legal team is demanding settlement conference. Okay, we're not trying to go to federal court because the state players can't answer to any of the documentation that's filed in the case with statutes and codes or with a state bar card. We use federal case law and federal acts and everything that we file. Bam, that's a check down. It's causing a problem for them. Document production creates testimony. Testimony creates accountability. Each document will be examined. Every communication will be requested. Each decision maker may be identified. Every representation may be paired against the actual evidence. The question is whether anyone can explain the situation, why Dante was kicked out of her house, when I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you people received direct evidence showing that the loan was paid off. And you chose to follow the advice from the attorney, Jessica Henry, who's now being held responsible. In the new document that's being filed in court, she is added to that document as a counter defendant. We're going to file a claim against her, or part of our damage is going to be her bar card and her assets. And so now she'll get to see what it feels like to have to worry about or have somebody take your property. But only we're going to be doing lawfully. We're not going to be doing no shady shit on the back, chit-chatting, fraudulent concealment or fraudulent conveyance where you're stealing people's property with the shuffling of paper. We're not going to be doing none of that. Now, where we are now, the emails exist, the occurred, the eviction occurred, contradiction exists. Evidence is now part of the record. The request becomes whether the parties involved will explain those facts voluntarily or explain them under oath. Now, the counterclaim has been filed. We're going to file a supplemental pleading to add Miss Jessica Henry, and we're just going to everybody. And everybody, the evidence continues to be developed. The record continues to grow. Additional record continues to be reviewed. And adjustments will be made accordingly to documents that were at the legal team putting together to be filed in court. Additional evidence presented as it becomes available. And the evidence discussed tonight is being submitted into the court as Exhibit A in support of the counterclaim and the new supplemental pleading for $900 million or something. Now, attached to the document that we filed in court is S&N Servicing Corporation stating that Coach Dante's loan was paid off, and she'll be receiving a letter from S&N Servicing, and the deed will come from your county. The deed is supposed to come. Now, Coach Dante asserted her own claim. She's raised some serious questions and allegations involving the illegal foreclosure and illegal eviction process that was done in administrative court, not aligned with the Constitution, and how that's a total violation of her due process. If the actions taking place were improper, the time to correct them is now. The question remains simple. In servicing stated, your loan's been paid in full. A pay letter is promised. Deed-related documentation is referenced. Coach Dante was nevertheless removed from possession of the property. We believe those facts deserve answers, and we believe the public deserves to see the documents and decide for themselves. And Miss Jessica Henry, if you'd like to come on our live stream or one of our workshops, you just hit me up. My number is 913-240-0227. and I'll send you over a link where you can just join us. And while you're helping the state steal Coach Dante's property like you're doing. Okay, guys, thank you for the value of sharing your time, and it's time to get off here and shut it down. Yeah.